Hello, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Um, so Battlefield has dropped so much information over the past few days, and a lot of it, of course, has to do with Season 4, with the new patch notes, the new content, the new updates that are coming to the game, and they officially released a roadmap in dead that's going to show what Season 4 entails. And from what it looks like, it is looking amazing. I think there's a few gripes that I have with it, but so far, naval warfare coming back is very exciting, and I just can't wait to get into that. So, uh, with here we're gonna just get into that, and we're gonna go ahead and look over some of this stuff that is coming out next season, which starts on the 21st of July. So we are gonna go ahead and start off with the map here. Tsuru Reef, one of the newest maps. It's an original map. So season 3 had a bunch of remakes. So that was very, good. We got Railway to Go mode. We got Cairo Bazaar. This map is bigger than Railway to Go mode. So let's see how that plays. That's gonna be fun. People have already had their mixed opinions on that. As you can see, the HQs. We are not on carriers, which I thought we were gonna be on carriers from some of the artwork that we saw. But turns out we're not. So we're going to be spawning on separate islands with NATO impacts on opposite sides. And it has 9 POIs, so that's going to be very, very, very interesting. It looks really pretty. Japanese setting, of course. So this is going to be very, very exciting. In my opinion, I hope it plays good. I think it might be, it just depends how the land, air, and sea kind of come together. Of course, infantry might struggle on this map because of it being a lot bigger. I've already heard a lot of sentiment about how Railway to Gomud is a big struggle for infantry players, and personally, I do see it. I played in vehicles a lot on that map, so I really can't say fully the infantry. I didn't really try to play infantry on that map too much, but all right. And then now we're gonna go into the roadmap here. So season 4 starts on July 21st. So that first content drop is gonna drop Tsuru Reef. It's gonna bring in 2 new vehicles. So we got the attack boat and the rib boat. We'll go into the attack boat a little later, and we'll look into that a little bit later. But so far, it also brings in a new ranked season. I really enjoyed ranked. Tried my tried my best. Made it to platinum. Very, very, very interesting. People have their sentiment on that, and I do agree. Battlefield is not known for a competitive play, but as for that, we I'm looking forward to it. We have 3 new weapons coming here. So we have uh let's see, we have the broad 3, so the Bren. We also have the EF-88, which is the Australian version of the AUG. The VSSM, of course, with the VSSM, you cannot go wrong with that. That was in 2042, and it was absolutely busted. So I'm looking forward to how that's going to play here. Hopefully it's good. It's a low volume, high damage weapon. It's a designated marksman rifle with an integrated suppressor and subsonic ammunition. Those and Yeah, it's built for players um who want to stay quiet while staying lethal. I hope it's a good gun. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see how that goes. I'm also looking forward to the other two. But besides that, the rest of the season does entail a lot of new content as well. It is a bit longer than I expected, with season 3 being really only 2 months. We started in May, we're wrapping it up in the middle of July. So that's a bit confusing of why they kind of I can maybe see it because what is it called? Season 5 is gonna introduce 3 new maps, 2 reworks. So that's gonna be one of the bigger sought after seasons. And I can see why they would kind of do that, but at the same time, it's like content for Battlefield 6 has been fairly slow, especially after season 1. I think everybody's just a bit frustrated with live service. Battlefield 5 and 2042 were very frustrating with that. But in the second part of the season, it's gonna be a Top Gun themed season. So we have Wake Island returning. It's been in multiple games. Battlefield 5 is the most recent. I played that map a lot. At that time was very good. It flows. It just depends how it goes. I don't know with the system of Battlefield 6. I don't know if it's gonna flow that well with the gunplay and the vehicles. But besides that, we're also getting Carrier Strike back as well. Go into that a little bit more later. And then we also have a Top Gun event and an aircraft carrier coming to the Red Sec map. And then, a new sniper rifle, which is one of the longest range sniper rifles going to be in the game. And then we have the Tomcat and the FA-18, was it Super Hornet? They renamed them, of course, copyright issues. And then for the last part of the season, we just have a collection event. And then we have the Phantom program coming back, and we also get a new knife. So the end of the season is going to be very, it's not, it's going to be bland. I think that's kind of been the go with every season so far. Is it's been a big issue with just getting. We've got the EOD bot arm last season. We got a crazy machete in the season prior to that. So not really. No, we don't really have much to look forward to the last like quarter of the season, which is very disappointing. But at the same time, it's a triple A studio. There's nothing that we got to call them out. We should be getting more content, more, at least give us another gun in that at that period. But we'll see what we can do. It's EA, it's Battlefield right now, so modern gaming has is very much drip feed. So we're definitely gonna have to see how that goes. But so far it looks good. I'm excited for the two large new maps. So that's gonna be the best part of the season. New guns, of course, is always gonna be fun. So we're definitely gonna see how those goes, and hopefully it's fun. But yeah, so that middle of the season is a Top Gun season, so we're gonna go into that right now as well. Top Gun event as well. We're getting all that. So they are bringing in a unit with Top Gun characters. A lot of people, I've seen a mixed bag on X, and this is via Battlefield Bulletin. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on this about how they made fun of bringing in actors and all this and all that. But at the same time, if you're gonna bring in characters from other universes or do collaborations, I really think that you need to do it where it's a military collaboration, and Top Gun fits that bill very, very well. And I'm honestly kind of excited for that. Seeing Rooster and Bob in there too. They also they recorded voice lines and everything. So if you want to get more information, Battlefield Bulletin has a thing on there. Also, they dropped a roadmap where they went over what's coming. They didn't touch too much on this, but yeah, so Top Gun is coming. You got two characters from the movie coming in, and that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and that's gonna be very, very interesting. But yeah, so some of that new content is definitely gonna be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to mainly the maps, also the new vehicles. I love vehicles. The attack boats, I hope they play good, and the aircraft, I hope they play good. But you know, besides that, I think they do have some work to do with that later part of the season. I think that's the most frustrating part and something that we should have already been working on that. They did pretty decent in season 3. They're going back, but I regress. So, here are the vehicles. So, we have the new RCB 90 patrol boat. So, Battlefield 4 was one of the biggest indicators of naval warfare. I loved that game. I played that game like religiously when I was younger. It was my go-to. So it's a two-seater naval vehicle. So you got the driver and the gunner. So the driver has his own weapon, and then the gunner has the mortar and HE shells in the back. So it's gonna be very interesting, and it also works as a spawn point for the team. So it's gonna be, if you can get yourself in a really good position, I think that this thing can lock down certain areas of the map, especially with Tsuru Reef having that Hainan resort of kind of rework right in the middle of the map. If you can get like one or two attack boats in there, just holding down the island, and then having your team spawn on there, you can come up with some really good flanks. I think that that's going to be the most exciting part of this season as well. Is is going to be working with the team play of this, and I think that's going to be very, very interesting. So looking forward to that, and I'm very excited about that. So these boats coming in, the vehicle gameplay in this in Battlefield 6 has been very iffy. So I'm not sure how it's going to maneuver. RedSec, the rib boats are also coming, and in RedSec they handle like crap. So we're gonna see if they've made improvements to that, and we're definitely gonna just hope for the best on that. But besides these new boats, and we have a new game mode coming to this, and this is going to be very, if you've played Battlefield 4, the Naval Strike DLC, you're going to recognize this really, really, really easily. It's a little different for Battlefield 6, but very exciting nonetheless. So they are bringing in a carrier assault mode. It's called Carrier Strike now, which it's all good, but this mode has been reworked and improved, requiring land, naval, and aviation squads operating at maximum effort. So I wonder how it's gonna work. I think they showed maybe a little bit of gameplay or it's leaked gameplay, but right now I am honestly I'm looking forward to that. I played a lot of that whenever I in Battlefield 4 and recently too. I think maybe a month ago I was like just I was looking at Battlefield 4 and I was just getting into it, and I went into that mode and I was like, wow, I really miss the naval combat, and I'm excited for that. What is one of my favorite game modes. And I'm looking forward to that, and honestly really can't wait for that to come back and just to get my hands on it. So that's gonna be fun, and definitely will be looking forward to that. It played pretty well in Battlefield 4, where you had to go around capturing objectives, and then the ship will slowly start to deteriorate, and then you can attack and then arm MCOMs to basically win the game. I think it was the Titan mode from 2142 that inspired that. So this is very, very, very exciting, and I am looking forward to it. I can't wait for that, and we'll definitely see how it plays. I'm a little nervous about kind of the team play on that, especially with the spawns and with the objectives, because it is coming with Wake Island, I believe. Since it's the middle, it's gonna come right in the middle of the season, and I noticed that we don't have carriers in Tsuru Reef, so I am really wondering how this is gonna work. If it's gonna be a Wake Island only thing, or if they're gonna move it over to Tsuru Reef. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. If more information comes out, then we'll definitely be looking at that. But last but not least, we also have two new aircraft coming to this in this season, and that'll be the FA 81F Super Spectre, but the Super Hornet, and then the Tomcat. They renamed them, of course, but they'll be coming in phase two, which is on August 18th, and they'll be a part of the Wake Island drop and the naval carrier strike drop. So we'll definitely be looking forward to two new vehicles. Very excited. We can always use more vehicles in Battlefield. The jets, they need loadouts. So I wonder how they're gonna do this. I saw rocket pods on these jets, so we'll see if they bring anything new to the others as well. And we'll see how that plays out in there. But they definitely need more. They need more loadouts. They need to be stronger. They need to not be glass cannons, because right now your dogfights end in almost just 2 seconds. But besides that, that's all of the new content coming to Battlefield 6 for season 4. And with that, it's looking good. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. The patch notes for this one, for update 1.4.1.0, was okay. They're bringing, okay, just quick overview. They're bringing in water gameplay improvements. The player movement for water physics, water interactions, the UI HUD, and they're slightly nerfing the slide as well. Besides that, it's not much going on with these updates, sadly. Season 3 dropped huge updates for vehicle gameplay and all this and that, so it's sad to see that. Hopefully the bigger update pass comes in the middle of the season. We need better audio. We need some updates to the vehicles as well, and also like well, like I said, audio has been the biggest issue in the game so far. So they fixed a lot of miscellaneous things and quality of life things, and they updated a lot of like weapon things, but it's mainly UI and HUD issues that were addressed. Also fixing a few of some maps and modes, like replacements of MCOMs, objectives, and all this and that. But there is not much else to go on, and they did work on the vehicles, but it was just more of physics, right? So helicopters can now affect vegetation more realistically. and the tank driver aiming now behaves more consistently between third and first person. And the visual effects of boats, amphibious, and ground vehicles interacting with water have been improved. So they're adding a lot of fixes to that. So definitely just more visual quality of life improvements, player improvements, but nothing too drastic that I think really calls for celebration. But besides that, that's it. That's all of season 4. That's the catch up right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe as well. Turn on that notification to get updated when I upload, and make sure to follow my socials as well. But yeah, y'all. So it's been good. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out, y'all.